We all use pliers for some unusual chores around the house. These tools that I'm going to show you, I don't necessarily use in the typical way, but they are just the thing that the doctor ordered for getting the job done. So stick around and see if these tools are something you can use too. This deserves a good talk about. Hello anyone, I'm Scott Payne. They call me the old farmer. I've got a pretty good bucket of tools that I've collected over the years. Some I use all the time, while there are a good assortment that I use occasionally. When I think about it, there are some things that I use that if asked about before getting, I would say I would have no use for it. A good example is a 12-ton jack. I've got one, even though I would never think of lifting a house off the foundation with it. I have occasionally used it to do a job. Granted, it was overkill to the nth degree, but it did do the job. This is the first tool I want to show you. I've had this for 30 years or so. Not necessarily this particular pair, but ones like it. Even Mrs. Old Farmer Marty has a very small pair that she uses for sewing. Here they are. They're called hemostats. They were first made for surgery. The granddaddy of hemostats were found in a tomb that was made about 2,500 years ago. Hemostats were designed to close off blood vessels before tying them off with a suture. I use hemostats for picking up screws that may fall behind a cabinet. Often I will use a pair to hold two wires together while soldering. Back in the days when automobiles had copper fuel lines, I've used a pair as a heat sink when vapor lock was a problem. Vapor lock is when gasoline or any other fuel vaporizes before it reaches the carburetor or similar ways of placing fuel into the cylinder. They make an excellent quick clamp and for the size are quite strong. I've never seen hemostats with insulated handles such as what Harbor Freight is now offering. As for Amazon, you can see there is an assortment available. If I were to order some, I think I would go with a 6-pack. I've been known to give them away to someone who specifically needed a pair. Then I hear back they use them all the time. I think the next item you can understand having. That is, high shelf grippers or reachers. At my age, it's a little more easy to get things off of high shelves, or for that matter behind a couch, or from underneath something that's set up off the ground a little bit, such as an end table. Granted, I don't use them every day, but when I need them, I need them. A very handy tool to have for those special needs. And they're not that expensive. I believe I got mine about 10 years ago from Harbor Freight. I can't be sure. All I know is they are handy to have around. The next item, I know you will understand why I have several pairs. And I do use them for the typical things such as cutting wires or shortening Ziploc cords so that they don't dangle. But I use them for clipping fingernails and toenails. I have better control with diagonal cutters than I do with traditional nail clippers. At my age, it's easy to shatter a fingernail while working. I just grab a pair of diagonal cutters and trim up the nail so that it will not catch on something and make the broken nail worse. I even use diagonal cutters for cutting wood shims that I might be using. That is, a small shim that can easily be cut with a pair of diagonal cutters. I don't know how many of you would think of using these for this. lifting the height of a table a bit so that baskets will fit underneath. Or if you're just shampooing your rug, protection for the rug and for the leg of the table. A rubber or plastic coaster can be used to shim a wobbly table or desk with ease. If you have a small plaster or metal statue designed to sit on a side table, a coaster will protect the tabletop from scratches. And as a last idea to use around the shop is those Formica sample chips for countertops. I use them for spreading glue while doing a project. You can get several at a time, and they are free. I think they work better for spreading glue than an old credit card. Be considerate. Do not clear out a whole section of a design. Instead, take them from several different designs so that some are available for when someone actually wants to order a countertop. I only take a couple from the design that has the most samples. I bet you have some tools that you use outside of what they're designed for. Or maybe you use one of my examples in the way that I didn't mention. If you could, do us all a favor and leave your example below so that we may all benefit from your wisdom. And thanks for watching.
Before we go, thank you to our subscribers who helped us reach over the 1,000 subscription mark. It's very humbling to receive the support from our subscribers. Thank you. I will always try to give you accurate information, and I'm not worried if you disagree in comments. Just remember, youngsters may read your words. Well, this is the old farmer Scott Boehm saying, be well, be safe, and be kind to someone today.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share, or ring the bell buttons on the original Old Farmer channel. We enjoy reading the comments that you leave, and they do help the channel, so keep them coming. And once again, thank you for watching the original Old Farmer.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.